going through something. We all have some struggles. But despite these struggles, these people still winning. So how do they do that? Every person has some shit going on in their life, guys. Every person's going through something. Welcome to a new episode of the Ewa Eckert podcast. I am Ewa Eckert. I am your host. I am a Polish immigrant with strong accent, kick-ass husband, and two beautiful kids. I am an American entrepreneur sharing an incredible mission to inspire women just like you to take bold actions towards their dreams, passions, and desires so their life becomes more meaningful and fulfilled. I believe that the badass superhero of your unique purpose is inside all of you, all of us, and we should share it with the world to make the world a better place. I hope that this episode will help you finally discover the power of self-belief, self-motivation, so you can stop making the excuses and create the life you truly deserve to have by being the upgraded version of you. Welcome to the show, guys. I'm super excited. I love connecting with you here on this platform, on YouTube, on Spotify, and some of you are just listening to me, some of you are watching me. So I'm super grateful for every single second that you guys give it to me and to this podcast. And I hope that each episode gives you some valuable lessons, some valuable thing that you can maybe apply, that you should actually apply. So I'm super excited always to be here with you. So thank you for your time, and let's dive in. All women struggle with the same thing. Have you ever thought that we actually all are so similar? We all have such a some similar feelings and going through similar things, or you always feel like you are the only one alone in this one thing that is happening in your life? Well, it's been a few weeks since I've had the class 0003 of a Freak Female Alliance. If you don't know what this is an event for women just like you, where we get together here and we kill the procrastination, the doubt, the fear, and all the excuses associated with our life that stop us from going forward. The belief system that maybe you grew up with, and we create the new set of beliefs, the new set of strong inside of you during this event. The new set of strong is the upgraded version of you. So as I was reflecting on this event, and as I was gathering all the feedback from the women that came to my event, I realized that there was kind of commonality in some of the emails that I have received or the messages. And I wanted to share this with you because I believe that knowing that we all struggle with something, that we all struggle with something similar, it gives you the power and the understanding that you are not alone. That if somebody else going through similar thing than you, similar thing like you, that maybe you can overcome it as well. That maybe there is a tool, there is a system that can help you overcome all these doubts and the bad self-talk that you've been generating for quite some time, right? So what am I talking about? So well, let's go back for a second here about the event. So obviously here at the Freak Female Alliance, we do a lot of things, right? We do meditation, we do breath work, we do sound bath therapy, we have presentations, I have different speakers, we have an ice bath. We do a lot of different things for you to break through, for you to have the breakthrough that you came for, because this is the most important thing for me. When you come here and you leave a changed woman, you come here without a certain set of tools and help tools for you When you go back to to the real life, real world, you becoming that upgraded version of you. And look, I'm not saying that just after this event, you do this event and then your whole life is gonna be just with rose petals and it's all gonna be super peachy. No, because that would be a lie. No, I'm just saying that exposing yourself to these hard things, exposing yourself to an event like mine, coaching with me, joining my group coaching, joining my one-on-one, you constantly growing, you constantly changing, you constantly delivering that DNA of being your own freak self, of being the person that has the freedom from their past beliefs, freedom to create new beliefs, freedom to live the life on their own terms, the role model, the person who shows up with enthusiasm, the person who has a positive mental attitude and kill the procrastination and doubt. That's like injecting that DNA every single week and anytime you show up for the events. And that's what I want for you, because here's the thing, we can't battle it alone. We need other people, like-minded women, like-minded individuals that help us to go through this journey. And I never knew this until I got into rooms with other women. I got into the rooms with other people, entrepreneurs, and I've realized, wow, we all going through something. We all have some struggles, but despite these struggles, these people still winning. So how do they do that? Every person has some shit going on in their life, guys. Every person's going through something. So let's dive in a little bit more here today. And let's see what actually is showing up in your life as I'm going through what shows up at these women's life, right? What similarities? So we're gonna start with number one. Most women have a hard time investing in themselves. Why do you think it's like that? Well, let's put it this way. Maybe let's start with this. If you are single, if you do not have a spouse, a husband, kids, maybe it's easier for you because you do not need to think about anybody else but you. But what about women like myself and other moms that have kids, that have a husband, have a household to take care of, have maybe a business or other things? Well, if they have a business, usually they prone to investing, but those who do not have a business yet, they don't. Why is like that? Well, probably because you have an endless list on your to-do list. Probably you invest more into household, probably invest more into kids, and not thinking about yourself. And I wanted to see exactly, if you are a listener, which group are you? Are you in the single group or you are in the group that already are married and with kids, right? So why is that you haven't been investing? Do you think that maybe because you work for someone, you don't need to invest in yourself? That maybe the work provides you an investment, or maybe you are afraid to start something that would benefit you? Maybe you have passions and hobbies that would lead you to a better tomorrow, a better family lifestyle, a better connection with your family, or maybe the kids would see something in you that otherwise have not been seen and you couldn't expose them to something beautiful. So why women do not invest in themselves? Why they having such a hard time? Well, there are actually things connected with it. Because we have kids, we a lot of times don't want to leave them. We think that that the husband or the spouse can't do it at home. They cannot be left at home with the kids, that we need to do it all, that we know it all, we do better than them. But how can we be wrong with this? You can be wrong, because actually you can leave your spouse with your kids. You can leave your husband with your kids and nothing's gonna happen. And if you ask yourself the question, what's the worst that could happen? What would that be? So they don't invest themselves because of this. Sometimes it's just that this might be your first trip so far out. We've had New York coming on board this time. So some women had to spend, take a flight fly across the country from one side to the other, right? We have New York and we have California. And this would mean that they have to take the trip alone, leave the kids behind. And because we are so used to doing these chores and everything for our families, taking kids to all these different activities after work, after their school, it becomes like a pattern of us that we cannot have the time for ourselves. Number two was that women that they are stressed about the traveling a lot of times. For many of these women that came to my event, that was a travel alone for the first time. Travel alone since they have the kids, travel alone since they've been married. And I tell you, when I think of this, I've had that situation a few years ago when I was first traveling without the kids for one of the masterminds, and I felt exactly the same. It feels great when your husband and your kids can come on board and you guys all can travel together, because I've had this. I've had situation when we were going to Canada for my mastermind and my husband and two kids were in a car and we were travel there together. And I would join the mastermind for 2 days and they would just stay in the room. They would do their activities. They would go and explore Canada while I was doing it. So if you can actually do stuff like this, why not? Make it a family trip. But so many of us don't think that way. We are so stressed about traveling, but you can actually bring them along the ride. Why not? They can wait for you while you're doing this event, for instance. Or if you haven't done anything on your own, I strongly recommend you to do this, because then you're kind of going through that testing mode. You know, how does it feel to be alone? How does it feel to go through everything on your own? It's like, you know, you feel independent, but it's almost that sense of, again, that alone sense that you need to kind of count on your own with everything for that moment, right? So it can be a stressful one. And for a lot of women, I've realized when I talk to mom, not even from the mom from the events, it's like, oh my God, I can't imagine traveling by myself without my kids, without my husband. It feels scary. So it's supposed to feel scary. It's supposed to feel like this. It's supposed to feel uncomfortable. Because why not? Why not to enter something like this and see how it feels and see that you can actually achieve a lot? Number three was that we overthink the process. We overthink and we stress. So what I mean by this is, if you are a girl like me, it's like, this event, this thing hasn't happened yet, but you're already planning in your head what's gonna happen, how it has to happen. Like we planning in our heads. But what this leads you a lot of times is to stressing on overthinking. And what I've heard from these girls from the event, that they were so scared of coming here, meeting other women, like, you know, where this gonna be, how this gonna be. Like, it was because it wasn't just regular event in like a facility. You know, when you go to masterminds or maybe big dinners, like venue, when you go to a venue, you kind of know, okay, it's gonna be a big room, some tables or maybe chairs, and you're gonna mingle or sit with some people and you need to interact with. If you are an introvert, you kind of feel like, oh my God, now I have to talk to people. If you are an extrovert, you're gonna take a lot of energy with you, spread the energy, and you take the energy from people that are around your room, because that's what extroverts do. I've realized that throughout my life, I am both. I kind of love interacting, but I also know that it's challenging for me to start a conversation. And I put myself in these rooms to constantly do this, because it's not easy to keep a conversation, to have a conversation going. It's also practice. I'm practicing English every single day. You know, I've been here in this country for over almost 30 years, but it's always a practice. But even in my language, I would think it would be a practice to listen, to ask questions, to ask open questions, not closed questions that require just yes and no, right? So it's a process. But then when you think about it, that you are in the in the big room, you've been in the big room, you kind of know what to expect. But what when you come for my event? It's an event, it's a privately hosted event at our residence. So I'm opening my house to them. And that's where the wheels start spinning, how it's going to be, what it's going to be. Like, it wasn't, they were unsure of this, right? And how many times have you been unsure of something? And it's okay it's okay not to have an answer, because then what if you are so set for the answer, you plan everything in your head, and then it's nothing what you've expected. That's what goes to my mind. I'm thinking about, when I was pregnant, first pregnancy with my son Tyson, and we were having the boot camp and boxing locations in New York. And I was planning the whole pregnancy, everything, every day for 9 months, exactly how it's going to be, how I'm going to feel, and how I'm going to go back to work. Do you think that this happened? Absolutely not. Nothing was as I planned. So do I say to you, don't plan? Absolutely not. Plan, but no, have the wiggle room that there will be a lot of things that will not come out as planned, because we cannot predict the future. Guys, ladies, we have such a negative self-talk. That was number 4. That this self-talk, it's happening with you right now listening to me. It's happening with me. It's happening with everyone. Why? Because we humans, we doubt, we are scared, we have fears. We don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes we haven't tried something and it's difficult. So you kind of allow the bad self-talk to arrive and talk you out of it. Or because you are scared of something, it tells you don't do it. You freaking gonna kill yourself or something else. I'm just kidding. But, like women before the ice bath were scared. Some women were so scared before the workout because they haven't worked out in a long time. And the self-talk was appearing right there. You can't do it. It's you haven't tried it. Or some women received the self-talk that because they've tried it in the past and it didn't work, it's not going to work now. So we got to all work on the self-talk. And how we can work on the self-talk, guys? What has helped me with the self-talk? Well, first of all, now I become mindful, meaning like I became more mindful. Like when the self-talk arrives, I kind of acknowledge it and it's like, here we go. Like in my head, here we go. I'm talking to myself in a negative way. So what can I do to stop it? Why am I being so paranoid and allowing the self-talk to enter? Well, most likely is because I'm scared. Most likely is because this is something unknown. Most likely I'm afraid to be judged. Most likely is because I just want to show up the best at myself. I just want to feel it and feel good, and I want other people to feel good. I want to show up with my best self, and if I'm not gonna do it, I'm gonna fail them. This is like a that snowball that it's running through our head. But the thing is that why we even doubting in our abilities of something that hasn't happened yet, right? We just need to try. We need to do it. And we need to practice the positive self-talk the moment that we wake up. So I mentioned this before, guys. I don't look at my phone every single morning, every moment I wake up. The first thing, I don't do it because I don't want to see what the world already produced, what the world has to offer, what other people already has to offer before I'm going to give my offer to the world. Before I'm going to even put myself together after sleeping, after recovering, after being obsessed about my score of sleep. Because this has been my recent obsession, and I'm going to talk about this later in my other episodes. And I just want to put myself together after the sleep. I just want to feel better. I need to put my creams on my face. I need to do a little makeup. I need to put some good clothes so I feel good. I'm going to hop on that scale and see where the scale is going. I need to know that it's not raising, that it's there, because my scale has been 3 pounds heavier since I've been on a hormone replacement therapy. So I kind of watch this because me and my doctor, we're still trying to figure this out. And And I don't feel it in my clothes, by the way, but it is on a scale. So, and I'm being very vulnerable and open about it because maybe you going through a hormone replacement therapy too, and you're trying to figure this out. So you're not alone. You see, we all struggle with something. But you guys might be watching my episodes, my podcast, following me on social media. And it's not only me, but you follow someone and you think, they all have it perfect. They don't struggle with anything. They don't have the self doubt or negative self talk. Absolutely not. It's all the same. But we just learn to battle these things. Learn with the self talk that you need to write your victories. What have you achieved yesterday? This is gonna help you. That's how you're gonna battle the self talk. Okay, look at those victories. But also, if you don't work and you stay at home with the kids, you might not be seeing these victories anymore because every day becomes the same. But you forget that you give them maybe the best education, the best meals, that you cook for them, that you help them, that you teach them to be good humans. So those little things you gotta acknowledge. Those little things, guys. Like yesterday, we were celebrating one of our dog's birthday, and Ivanka baked the amazing cake. And she baked the cake because we bake together. We do these things together. And now she's like taking over, doing her own thing. Then Tyson put the dogs at the chairs outside at their own table. We serve our dog Ricky the best cake, birthday cake possible. We got them some great gifts, and it was an amazing day. But you gotta look every single thing at those little victories, because those little things make the big thing. And you always search maybe for this big, dramatic, big, quantum leap of your life. And then you don't appreciate the little thing. So I'm just telling you today, please do it, because that's the victory. That's what's gonna help you to battle something. Now, this actually leads to the thing that other people have it perfect. And I kind of said it because we see social media, we see this person put together, we see this person, this beautiful woman with beautiful makeup, beautiful dress, and she always looks perfect. Well, you don't know, first of all, what her lifestyle is. Maybe she has a hairstylist, makeup artist. Somebody picks clothes for her and she is not doing anything, but this person does it for her, and they doing a photo shoot and they put the perfect things on her page. I have plenty of photo shoots that I've done, and I choose these best pictures. And a lot of times I'm thinking, I don't look good in that picture. I'm not going to show it necessarily. I want to look good. I want it to feel good. So we post the best of ourselves. Is this wrong? No, absolutely not. But you got to have a filter that the world is not perfect. Like with the apple that you're picking from the tree, not every apple is perfect. Not every apple is big and juicy and ripe, ready to eat. Nothing is perfect. Not every day in California is perfect, right? So we got to look through this life and remind ourselves, I don't have it perfect, and this put together person doesn't have it neither. And I think this will help you to have a little margin here, like have a little space. Then we limit ourselves by not speaking our dreams, our desires, our passions. We are not speaking. And why is like that? Maybe you don't have a supportive spouse. Maybe you don't have a supportive family. I'm just speaking in all different terms here. Maybe you are surrounded by people that bring you down and they're not allowing you to speak your words, your dreams, because they're doubting. But the thing is that they're not doubting about you. They're doubting about themselves, or maybe they didn't do something extremely awesome for themselves, so they projecting it on you. You don't even realize that that's what people do. People are miserable in their lives many times, and instead of realizing, I'm miserable, what can I do to make myself better? They're gonna put another person down. Why is like this? So you gotta, again, look through the filter and realize this is not how life is. If this person is speaking to me negatively, there is maybe something going on in their life, or maybe they are not happy with their life. That's why they doing it to me. So how can you speak your voice? How can you open up your voice? How can you be heard into the world by surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, going to great events, going to events like mine, joining my coaching calls, joining one-on-one, being at the events that spike you up, that lift you up, that elevate you up. That's what it's all about, guys. And you're gonna feel better. This is when you're gonna start talking about your dreams. You know, when I was a young girl before I came to America, that was hard, but I didn't share my dream with my family. And not because I don't love them. I love them so dearly and so much. I love my grandparents, my mom, I love them. But I knew they wouldn't understand my dream. That's why I kind of kept it hidden. I only spoken out there to the people, to the friends, because I wanted to throw it into the world so the universe will bounce back the message to me, because this is how I feel it. That you're sending the message out and something in the universe starts sending you back, because you speaking with the obsession and with this energy that is just so amazing and energizing and so different than any other message out there, that the universe is like, I'm going to reward you for it. So that's what it was. And the opportunities keep on coming to me. So start speaking with environment that is influential, that it's good to you, that it's positive, that it's vibrant, that there is no jealousy, that there is someone that, oh yeah, let me connect you with this person. Let me take you on a ride. That's what I want you to do. And look, when I came to this country, I had to also do some deep work, self-work, to find out who I am, what am I standing for, what my core values are, because I was put down by many people. I was the foreigner that came to this country, and I've had people telling me, listen, you are just a babysitter, so just do your job, go and clean, go and do this. That's how they were speaking to me. And how awful is that, right? People will put you down when they are not happy with their life. So just remember this. And somehow, look, I'm speaking to you, I'm writing my emails, I'm collecting with other people, and I'm course correcting your life, giving you some advice, giving you some ideas, and I hope this is going to be used for your advantage. So don't doubt yourself, because you might have amazing abilities to do something, to create something. Speak your truth, speak your dream, speak your word out there. Don't be afraid. But again, pick the right communities. Number 7, we search for strong bonds with other women, but not in the right places. Because sometimes we are so lonely, so looking for support and for someone to listen to us, that you connect with women that are very small-minded, that they don't have big dreams, that they will put you down. So because you want to be listened, you want to maybe voice something out. Maybe you're going through a struggle. Maybe your marriage is not going well. So you voice it out. And instead of that person lifting you up and say, hey, you can do better. You can correct this. You can, you both can fix this, elevating you. Or maybe if you're speaking your dream, they would be like, this is fantastic. This is awesome. Continuing this conversation, lifting you up and elevating you and giving you some ideas and brainstorming about it. They're bringing you down because you are needy. You are needy. You're searching for people in the wrong places. So today, I just want for you to kind of think, what environment are you surrounding yourself with? Who are the people? How is their communication with you? How is their self-talk? How do they speak to you? Because words have message. This is our communication, right? We speak. We speak, and this is the way how we voice what we think. So we got to be careful with our surroundings. So if you've been experiencing this, find a different tribe. Find a different group. Find someone that will be like, hell yeah, you need this. You should do this. This is great. And don't be afraid of failure, because everybody failing. Everybody makes mistakes. Theodore Roosevelt said, those who don't make mistakes, they don't grow, right? So we are at this moment right now that we need to sit down, write it down, think what I just told you, make some notes, and just apply in your life and change something that you need to change today, guys. So I hope that, again, you loved what you heard today. And if you have something else to say, please comment down below. And remember, if you want to have a different outcome, if you want to start believing in yourself, if you want to start doing things for yourself again, if you want to be happy in your marriage, if you want to lose weight, if you want to have a better life, there is a link down below to contact me and join my Freak Female Alliance group coaching call, or you can schedule one-on-one by emailing me. The email is always there. I'm looking forward to hear from you guys. So please make comments, share this episode with someone that you love. And remember that the superhero is within you. You just need to rediscover it. May your discipline, energy, and confidence be unstoppable. May your passion and curiosity be endless. May your enthusiasm be infectious. Your inner glow shine through the projects and your creations, and may your final outcome be of service to others. Each of us makes a difference in the universe. I make mine, and the universe is waiting you. No excuses.